Hi friends, this is Steve the Bass Guy. I'm checking in with another segment of bass lessons with Bass Musician Magazine. Today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the next steps of really understanding your neck. So this one I call getting to know your fingerboard, really unlocking it and knowing what notes you're playing throughout it. And I have a really great exercise I'm going to show you today that's going to show us how to recognize where we are on the neck, really paying attention to the markers, paying attention to where we are. Because remember, when you play a song, depending on if you're using manuscript, like notes, or you're using tabs, there's always at least 2 or 3 ways to play a song. For us to do that, we need to know more than just a number on a neck. We need to actually recognize what that fret is and what note that represents. One of the ways that we do that is twofold. So this lesson is going to be 2 different parts. The first lesson is just mapping out the neck. We're going to map this out. The second one, we're going to call targeting, where we're going to target specific notes. So this one is mapping out our neck. So today, we want to start with just knowing what our strings are, right? So we're going to break down like this. So we know that we have E, our lowest string, A, the second low, D, and then G being our high. Now, if you have a 5-string bass, you will have a B string, and if you have a 6, you'll possibly have a C string, which would be the highest string on that neck. So today, we're going to break this down very easily, and this is what I like to call say it and play it. Generally, what I like to do is, and I'm going to have this mapped out for you in the notes leading into this lesson, is a diagram of the neck going up and down so we know which note is which, because certain notes share a space. So we know that if you have a sharp, it also shares that space with a flat. And depending on what scale we're using or what chord or what key we're in, that sharp or flat may not be representative of what we're playing, and so we need to know its alternate name of that fret. So let's start today by just recognizing the neck. So let's do say it and play it. So we start off on the E string. Now this lesson is simplified. Now in the last lesson what we did is we worked on really getting to kind of floating thumb, getting our fingers warmed up, and stretches. I hope you did those stretches because those are so important to get your hands moving. Make sure that you do those stretches before you do any of these lessons, really getting that feel, and it'll feel like your hands are warm after a while. What we're going to do today, I'm going to do one finger here and one finger here because it's all up in here. It's kind of recognizing and memorizing this neck. I'm going to play that first note, and I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say E. I play the first fret, F. Second fret, F sharp. Third fret, G. Fourth fret, G sharp. Fifth fret, A. Sixth fret, A sharp. Seventh fret, B. Eighth fret, C. Ninth fret, C sharp. 10th fret, D. 11th fret, D sharp. And finally, I hit the double dot right there. That's going to be E. So now we played all the notes in the neck. Now this is going to repeat in the second octave. So if you are familiar with your layout of your neck in the lower register, you will become familiar with this upper register as well. Now, in session work, you may not use a lot of this, or you may use it sparingly, which is great. This area is what we call the dusty end of the neck, or the high end, and this is the this is the higher register. This is the cash register, or the register that when you're playing on a session, you're going to dig in here. This is going to be where most of your fretwear is if you are playing a lot. That's just where we spend a lot of our life. But there is no reason that we should not know this area of the neck because we have a lot of options. Instead of just playing C here, you have the option of playing C right here and getting a couple different patterns that will really open up the neck for you. So let's do that again. And what I want to do is I want you to practice going up and then practice going down. On the way up, we're going to say the sharp name. On the way down, we're going to implement the flats. So I'm going to show you like this. And if you could see my neck there, I'm going to pull the camera in a little closer for you because I want you to see where I am and what the notes are, the dots. Okay, so I'm going to go E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. And that time, all I'm using is one finger on each hand because I'm really using this. I'm trying to memorize where I am in the neck. Now, on the way down, I want you to practice that going up a lot. Then we repeat it and we go back the other way. We go E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, and E. Remember, I'm going to have those laid out for you in the notes, so check back to the notes to see what that neck looks like. Plus, practice this each string, do it about 7 times up and down each string. So we're going to do the next string just to represent that one as well. We're going to go A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then we go back down. A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A. And you want to do this up each string 7 times. As I said before, repetition, 7 times, perfect. If you make a mistake, start again. Repetition is really important, and perfect practice is really important. Not just practice, but perfect practice. Try to get it so that you are accurate. If we build in a bad habit and we practice a bad habit, that becomes part of your practice. Let's do the next one. The next one's going to be D. So we're going to go D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D. I'm on the double dot. I come back down. D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, and D. And you want to do that? We're going to do the G string up and down. G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G. And then we're going to repeat this one going back down. Still in that double dot. G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, and G. With any of these, name it, say it, and play it, you want to say each note, look at it. So you want to identify where it is. We want to build in 3 ways of memorizing this neck. We want to identify where the fret is using the dots as markers so we remember, hey, I'm on the 3rd dot on my E string. That's my 7th fret. Hey, that's B. We want to be able to start to recognize landmarks. By landmarking it out, really paying attention to where these fall is going to help us to work around the neck and come up with other options for playing lines or reading. This will lead into better ways to sight read as well. For this, we really want to take our time. Do it slowly. There's no reason to fast forward through this. You want to take your time, play it slowly. This is a really great lesson for anybody, whether you're a beginner and you're starting out your adventure on the bass, or if you're just refreshing and warming up. This exercise is always good to kind of refresh, especially this dusty end of the neck right here that we tend to forget about at times. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me. My name's Steve Rosati. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me with Bass Musician. And if you enjoyed this lesson, there are other lessons like this one. So hang tight and check in with us recently and check out our YouTube page. And if you want to take lessons with me, I am Steve the Bass Guy at yahoo.com. Look me up. I'd love to help you out. Let's chat. Peace, love, and low notes, friends.